everyone, welcome back to Loopy Studio, and I'm here with a brand new video for you guys. I'm going to be comparing and contrasting two popular shows. Or at least I know one is popular, the other one maybe not as much, but I still know some people who watch it. I'm going to be talking about The Summer I Turned Pretty versus My Life with the Walter Boys. This is going to be fun because I've been wanting to do this video for a while, ever since My Life with the Walter Boys came out, because I saw a lot of parallels and similarities between the two shows. So I think this video it's been in the works for a while, so I'm really glad to be doing this now. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So The Summer I Turned Pretty came out in 2022. There are 2 seasons out right now, and the little summary says, a girl is caught in a love triangle between 2 brothers as she deals with her first love and first heartbreak during the perfect summer. So, how I got into this show, I'm trying to think. Some of my cousin recommended it to me, and so did my sister, so I just watched it right after season 2 came out, and I was hooked. I was so glad I waited, because I didn't have to wait after that big cliffhanger in season 1 where Belly and Conrad kissed on the beach. So that was nice. It's a really good show. I personally loved watching it. It's such a feel-good show, but it also deals with a lot of grief, especially in season 2. There's a lot of really sad moments, but I think the cast does a great job with the material that they're given, and the writing is pretty good too. There's some really stunning shots on the beach. And I feel, and the music, there's a lot of Taylor Swift, a lot of Olivia Rodrigo. There's a lot of really good like, they have a good soundtrack in The Summer I Turned Pretty. It's a very attractive cast, obviously. So they all fit the bill for sure. And I like the moms and that whole storyline. So, and this is from a book series that I have not read the books. I know how it all ends, and I'm not going to spoil it for anyone. So I am a little bit wary of going into season 3. I am a Jeremiah, Belly and Jeremiah shipper. Even though I don't think either of them are great options, and they're both still going through everything with their moms. So I don't even know if either of them should be with Belly right now, but I prefer Jeremiah a little bit more. And I kind of talked about that in my top 5 favorite couples video, and how I just feel they're the more fun couple and they feel more realistic for a high school relationship, while Belly and Conrad feel so adult, and I don't love that. So I just kind of prefer Jeremiah and Belly in that sense. And I love their season 2 storyline, and them slowly falling for each other again was, I think, really well done. And I bought that more than anything with Belly and Conrad, because I always just thought that was all over the place in the show. And Belly and Jeremiah does seem to be a bit more stable, a bit more grounded, and a bit more realistic of a story. And it's a good, and yeah. So comment down below which team you're on. Again, don't come after me. I know it's pretty split among the fan base. But yeah, this show, it's a good show. I love the beachy vibes. The beach house is beautiful. I'm trying to think of what else needs to be said. That's kind of it. So let's go ahead and talk about My Life with the Walter Boys. This came out in 2023. Only 1 season is out. The little summary says, when a tragedy disrupts her life, a teenager moves in with her guardian's big family in a small town and learns lessons about love, hope, and friendship. Okay, this show, I read the book, so I know that there are some differences. I'm not going to spoil anything. I did not read the book till after the show came out, so I just saw on Netflix. I saw that there was a new show, My Life with the Walter Boys. I knew that Alicia Newton from Heartland it was in this, who plays Aaron. So I checked it out, and it was it was solid. I stayed with it throughout all 10 episodes. It was there was some addicting parts to it. The overall storyline was good. I think you can all get where I'm coming from here, and I'm pretty sure most people are going to agree with me that this show's just not. It's not a great show by any means. Everything's a bit subpar to me. The writing, the writing's solid, and I like the aspect of a chosen family. I still feel like the fact that she moved in with a household filled with 10 boys is unrealistic. Um, but I feel like there are a lot of there are some good messages in this show. It's I don't think, and I'm going to talk about which one I prefer, obviously. Um, the cast I don't think has as good of a chemistry as a lot of the other shows I've watched. They all feel a bit awkward with each other. Um, the Summer I Turn Pretty has that summer beachy vibe. This show doesn't really have that. There is some cool scenery shots. They are living at a ranch after all. So there are some pretty shots. But overall, I don't know. I just don't think anything about this show was anything like special to me. It really felt like a ripoff of The Summer I Turned Pretty, to be honest. And that's not to say that's a bad thing. It's just I feel like we've seen this type of show before, so it's nothing special. We've seen a love triangle. We've seen all of it. So, but to talk about the triangle. I am team. This one's even harder because I know I said Conrad and Jeremiah. Neither of them maybe are emotionally ready for Belly at the time. This one I like the options even less because I don't see much chemistry between either guy for Jackie. I like Jackie fine, and I do feel bad for her with everything she's been through, and I think she's a decently strong main character. But I feel like I think Cole is just a jerk personally, and I think there is some redemption for him. And the kiss in the finale was hot. I think even if you don't agree, it was a pretty steamy kiss. Jackie and Alex, he's a better person than Cole. He treats Jackie way better, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and choose Alex. But I do think Cole has redemptive qualities, and I think maybe season 2 will sway my mind. But right now, just because even though Alex obviously I don't find as attractive as Cole, I feel that he is a nicer guy, and that's really what I'm looking at here. And it's the same with Jeremiah too for The Summer I Turned Pretty. One thing about this show is that it is way easier to follow than The Summer I Turned Pretty, by far. It is the Summer I Turned Pretty. Everything is so like all over the place, and it's hard to keep track of what happened with who, especially at the beginning of season 2. That was a mess to keep track of everything that happened over a year. And I don't know what this is going to be like in season 2 of My Life with the Walter Boys, but things do feel simpler. There is more of a simple vibe in this show, so if for me, I can mostly comprehend what happens in The Summer I Turned Pretty. It's not that hard, but it is a little bit more lighthearted than My Life with the Walter Boys show. There are more characters in the Walter Boys show than The Summer I Turned Pretty, and I feel that there might be too many characters personally. But it could be worse. I've seen shows with more characters. But yeah, so kind of getting into which show I think is better. I think you can already tell I prefer The Summer I Turned Pretty 100% more than My Life with the Walter Boys. Mostly because, well, it came out first. It has that to its advantage. The cast, I think, is way better chemistry. The beachy vibes, the summer vibes, they have that to their advantage. There's just so much special stuff about that show. They deal with grief way better in this show than My Life with the Walter Boys, which is literally a show supposed to be about grief. With My Life with the Walter Boys, I feel like they just don't land the mark, and it's something we've seen before, so it's nothing original. The only thing I maybe prefer a little bit more than The Summer I Turned Pretty is that I feel like the character of Jackie is a bit more likable than the character of Belly, and I mean, she is a little bit less all over the place with the guys. And I think you can sympathize with her a little bit more because she had such a tragic loss than Belly, who had a tragic loss, but she, it's a little bit different. And I find Jackie to be maybe a little bit more likable of a main character than Belly. But I don't find the love triangle as interesting in the Walter Boys as the Summer I Turned Pretty. So yeah. I'm gonna watch season 2 of the Walter Boys, of course, to see what happens. It's not like something I'm like on the edge of my seat for. I'm obviously looking forward to the Summer I Turned Pretty season 3 more. But yeah, comment down below which show do you prefer of these two. I haven't really seen anyone prefer Walter Boys over the Summer I Turned Pretty. And I think it's mostly because like it's a little bit boring. Like there's nothing like too interesting about the show. I think it's cool that something made from Wattpad turned into a show. I really like that. I guess the Walter Boy show takes place in high school. So if you like high school stuff more, like actually set in the school, then I think you'll like the Walter Boy show. The Summer I Turned Pretty only has like one scene inside the school. So, so far at least, I'm sure we'll get some college stuff. But yeah, if you do like that high school aspect more, I say watch My Life with the Walter Boys, but I think The Summer I Turned Pretty is a way better show, just for all the reasons I've said before. But that's kind of it for this video. I am going to be starting to cover When Calls the Heart, news, and whatever when we get stuff coming out. So whenever we get a first teaser or something, I'll cover it. So that'll probably be my next video next week. If we get something, if we don't, I have another video in mind of doing. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching my studio. Like, comment, subscribe, and bye everyone.